Here we go.
My first time in this Oval Office was in 1961, and I came here to meet, or 1962. I came here and I had a meeting with my uncle, who was president then, where we talked about the environment. He was involved deeply, as we all know, in restoring physical fitness to this country. He challenged at one point during his administration, he challenged Americans to do a 50-mile walk, which I ultimately did. But I remember the day that my father completed his walk. We were staying up at Camp David. And my father came in after 18 hours walking on the C&O towpath with his feet bleeding and blisters on them. My father had one of his best friends was Al Lowenstein. And Al Lowenstein ultimately was a congressman from New York who was assassinated himself in 1980. But Al Lowenstein had started the Dump Johnson movement to get rid of President Johnson and end the Vietnam War. And at the time that he started it, people just thought it was a fool's errand. And ultimately, he asked my father to run for president against Johnson. My father wouldn't do it at that time, and he asked Gene McCarthy. McCarthy did it, and he joined that campaign. And my father ultimately ran, and Johnson then dropped out. So Al Lowenstein succeeded. And although Al Lowenstein was on the other side now, running against my father with Gene McCarthy, my father wrote him a note, a quote from Emerson, where he said, "If a single man plant himself firmly on his own ideal and there abide, the whole wide world will come around to him." For 20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump. All right. And he gave me he's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump. I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. Right. And I'm so grateful to him. And I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, and you are going to transform this country at a time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking epidemic that is disabling our people. President Trump has promised to restore the American dream in this country. A healthy person has 1,000 dreams. A sick person only has one. 60% of our population has only one dream, that they get better. President Trump has promised that he's going to restore America's strength. But we can't be a strong nation if we have a weak citizenry. If people are sick, 60% of our people are sick, 77%, as President Trump mentioned, of our children cannot qualify for military service. And we need a man on a white horse now. We need somebody who is willing to come in and has the spine and the guts and the strength to challenge orthodoxies, to stand in the way of vested interests, and to break institutions that have turned against our democracy. President Trump has shown again and again he is that hero.
Man, I'm not crying, you're crying. Holy smokes. Whew, RFK, man, he is just so good with words. He's unbelievable. I know that clip was longer than a clip I'd usually play, but I thought it was maybe one of the most important clips you might ever see about President Trump. This man, RFK Jr., was directly opposed to Trump completely. in every way. Ran as a Democrat, hoping he would beat Trump, and now that man, because he's a God-fearing man, he allowed God to change his heart and open up doors. And after 20 years of praying, God opened the door in the man he considered his enemy at one point. And I don't know if you guys like understand. I keep saying it over and over again, what a miracle this is. But for RFK to say that, and then to go from Trump just touting how Trump has held up every word, how he has stood by him, honored him, and now he calls Trump a literal hero that we need in our country, the man for the job that can change it. And um, I don't, I do. I believe in divine providence, folks. And Kennedy's speech today reinforced that more than ever. We are living in amazing times, and for RFK to say those things, knowing his history and everything, it's stunning. It's shocking. And so, I get crap sometimes, not as much from you guys, but there's people that comes in, they troll, they don't like Trump, whatever. And I'm just like, I get the roughness, I get all that, but if you don't, it's like you always can tell a character of a person by those who know him best, those who know him or her best. And and everybody who knows Trump personally as a friend, has gotten to know him, spends time with him, loves this man, loves him. And he is a good man, and he is a true man. He's a man of his word, and he's a fighter. And there's a reason I feel a loyalty to him from afar, even though I don't know him personally, and may never. But I know what true leadership looks like. I've studied it my whole life. I grew up with, my dad was a strong leader, and he just showed me historically like what strong leaders are, biblically what strong leaders are. I grew up watching Braveheart and Gladiator and Rocky, and just learning what good men and real strength looks like, and what it means to be sacrificial and tough, but also tender and loving and loyal. And Trump is all those things, and RFK is all those things. And that's how he could recognize it, because he's actually a man of honor, unlike all the Democratic Party now. I mean, we're looking at two giants that came together. And I believe that RFK, in some of his views, was on the wrong side of history. And I think some of that is because of his being just a Democrat by birth as a Kennedy. You're a king in this country as a Kennedy, or a prince, I should say. But his party affiliation led him astray in so many ways. And now he's waking up, and all the others, but he still was a good man, a man of fortitude, a man with a good heart, a man who'd gone through a lot of craziness and come out of it for better. And so because of that tenderness, he was able to see across the aisle and do what's better for America. And now he says, my prayer of 20 years to help America's children get us back on track was answered in the form of Donald Trump. And I feel like many of us, I would say many of us, feel like Trump and this administration are an answer to prayer. This grouping, this team, this super team. There's a reason I did my thumbnail the way I did tonight. It's truly a super team. He's brought together a team of unity and strength and character. And this is why the Democrats hate him so much. They cannot bring these people down. No matter what they try, the tricks don't work. And you know why? Because none of these people have the skeletons that are hidden in their closet that they didn't overcome. They didn't face them. They're not cowards. They can't be bought. And because of that, we are seeing, for the first time in my life, a political party, an administration that is full of just people who cannot be brought down, because they are truly just good people. And it takes that, and it takes a lot of character to do that in today's world, and to have any power in your life. And it does. It takes that fortitude and conviction And, and I think it takes faith. I really think it takes faith. So, man, I'm just so excited. RFK was for me, I know in some ways there's other more important people. Okay. You could argue that for sure. But for me, RFK was the one I wanted the most after Trump. It was Trump number one as president, of course, and Vance as vice president. I think that was that. Once they are in place, everything else could work out. But as far as a cabinet goes, RFK was the one. That's my heart is just with this man. I love this man, even though I have extreme disagreements with him in many areas, but not on health. In health, him and I are aligned, and that's what he's going to be in charge of. But even so, like he just the man himself is a good man, and I see him. I think he's honorable, and I love him, and so I'm so glad. And it is an honor that RFK Jr. is now in the Trump administration officially. And we only got one more left that really truly matters, and that's Kash Patel, and he's going to be in. He's going to be in early next week. So we did it, guys. We're here. We did it. It's so exciting. The team is going to be really ready to run from here on out. So, all right. So a long opening spiel tonight. I didn't even say hey to everybody. So let's say hello to the beautiful people in this chat coming to support the channel tonight. Big V, numero uno tonight. What's up, buddy? BN Pro, Cass Sink in the house. John Croissant. Big B says GBUX doing exactly what Ham was saying. Kind of cool. I agree. Chad Youngkin, what's up? Scarpazza, Vinman, Darren Collins, ESK, CJ Yukon. Hey now. Kathy, Kim Wally, Frank Anastasio, Frankie S. Lyrical, Frank and Frankie. You guys end up in the same like back-to-back a lot. I know because I'm always saying Frank. Pat Shigoya, Kim Wiley, Thomas Dubois, the one what to do, Linda Telly, Nate Dog. By the way, I want to shout out the one real quick. The one, brother. I feel like I think I remember you watching like my first videos, bro. You've been around forever. So thank you, man, for the nonstop support over 2 years now. So I really appreciate that. Leader Landscape. I'm recovering pretty well. Thank you so much. Alan Krentz, Donna, Fro Girl, Matt M. They loved him and they hate him. That's so true. Donna likes the new song. Thank you so much. Drew Savala Squad, Hobbs. What's going on? Michael Tucker. Oh, yes. You're so right about Warren. Strayhorn in the house. Formerly Wrong Way. Cromer. Marco Sanchez. Leader Landscape. Cody Burgess. He says American dream cannot be fixed without stabilizing debt, building up mid-class quality of life, 100%, and it's coming. Alan Krentz says the old school way, handshake and keeping your word. Amen to that. That is absolutely right. Drew Saval says Trump's already proven it in 3 weeks. I agree. Leader, he narrates a leader king as like an OT. I mean, I agree. We're living in biblical history times. Frogirl says RFK's speech so heartfelt he moved me to tears. Overjoyed he's in. Can't wait to see what he brings to the table. Amen. Amen. And it looks like a lot of people agree with you. Cody Burgess says the Democrats are not real, genuine Democrats. It's a cloak for them to show the public. They get rich doing backdoor illegal investments. Cody, I want to agree with that. The problem is that they're not what the Democrats used to be, but they truly are what they are now. And without major reform, I believe the Democratic Party as it is will cease to exist and a new party will rise up. If the leadership of that party does not learn, they are so thoroughly defeated, they will never come back to power unless they change. And if they don't learn and change, it's happened before in America. The Whig Party, it used to be Democrats and the Whigs. The Whig Party disappeared and Republicans took their place. So it has happened before. So, Skippy, yeah, Cash is coming in. I love Cash too. Just as a person, I don't know him as well or look up to him the way I do RFK. Just with all he's been through. Cash, I don't know his personal life as much, but I love Cash. And I'm excited for him. Al Krentz with the 10 memberships. Thank you, Alan. The generosity continues. King Gerald's in, Deep F in Value, Jimmy Moace, Tostone, Cindy Lou, Brett Montgomery, Thomas Dubois, Michael Tucker. You got some OGs on this one, Alan. Well done. Well done. Look at that. They're all in. Ham was in my member stream last night. So if you guys want a whole show on GBUX and Finger, mostly GBUX, yeah, go listen to last night's. So you're welcome to one, man. You're awesome. I've always appreciated you. So yeah, guys, real quick, I got a lot to talk about tonight. So we're gonna go through it all. There's some crazy stuff happening that's just kind of mind-blowing, honestly. So we're gonna cover that. But I also just want to say, if you're a member, $3 a month supports the channel. You get access to the members only lives. Did one last night and had a guest on. Ham was on last night's member live. So $3 gets you into that, and then also into the Discord group where that helped me get into GBUX earlier. So that keeps going up. So I'll talk about that at the end as well. Little GBUX. So yeah, Alan's been awesome with the memberships lately. So there was a Republican Democratic Party. That's true, Alan. You're right on that too. Yeah, come play in the Discord. Go join the link of the community the community tab if you just got in, because so much going on that Discord all the time, and it's a great time. All right. Whew, where do I start tonight? There's just so much to stink and talk about. Let's go with well, we just talked about Kash. So let's bring up a little more on Kash. This is Senator Whitehouse today, as Kash Patel got voted through out of committee. So now he'll be voted on by the Senate next week. They'll do the first procedural vote, then they'll do the final vote. Usually those votes are the exact same or close to it. He will be confirmed. And thank you, Brett. Yeah, please like and subscribe as well. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Take that second, like, and then, subscribe so you don't miss any more of the good stuff. 10 more memberships from Alan. Alan, man, I don't even know what to say, bro. You were so stinking generous. CJ Yukon is back in. Auto Mags, love it. Big Swede, haven't seen you in a while. Mike Mishler. Dude, this is some good ones. So now what? Dave Munns? You're starting to get some of the OGs now, Alan. That's awesome. All right, let me play this clip. And guys, after you watch this, tell me, well, this is a good way for them to say, tell me you're scared without telling me you're scared.
Who defends us against Russian intelligence operations and Russia's criminal operations in the United States? It's the FBI, it's the Department of Justice, and it's our intelligence community. The people in charge of each one have sent powerful signals that they are shutting down our defenses when it comes to Russia. And we're about to head to the Munich Security Conference, where we are seeing Mr. Art of the Deal and his operatives giving away every piece of leverage that we have over Putin with respect to Ukraine. It is unilateral disarmament to throw Ukraine under the bus and give Putin what he wants. So mark my words. This Patel guy will come back to haunt you. Every piece of evidence shows that, and it is not Democrat evidence. It's his own words, it's his own colleagues, and it's judges evaluating his credibility.
This Patel guy is you're going to rue the day you brought him in. But this Patel guy, what an absolute dork. These people are so scared of Kash. They are, by the way, they're just scared of everything. Okay. So they're terrified, and it's all going to dry up for them. That's why they're going after DOGE and Elon, because they know, even though it's so obvious, the absolute insane corruption in our government, they don't care that the people can see it. They're so shameless. They're calling it out while it's happening, while the people are sitting on the sidelines cheering everything. Oh my God, we're saving money. This is what we voted for. This is amazing. The Democrats can't help themselves because they have no choice. They're drying up, and now Bondi's in. They're terrified of her. They just lost Big Pharma thanks to RFK. Tulsi Gabbard is now in control of the deep state intelligence operations, which is amazing. They're terrified of that because that's how they kept control over people. All the monitoring and everything, and now Kash is the FBI, and they're like, it's just the walls are closing in, and they are getting crazier and crazier as they freak out about all this. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait for Patel either. You get a membership and you get a membership. Steve Martin giving the sermon. What? I don't know. Oh, that guy, he kind of does look like Steve Martin. I love it. Brett says, sorry, Mr. Whitehouse, your party is the one that's coming back to hunt everyone, not Kash Patel. That's true. Yeah. Automag's about to click join. You got one from out. Oh, wow. Well, Automag's, just so you know, if you want to join, you still can sign up so that it doesn't run out. Because when he bought you a membership, it lasts for a month and then you'll go out of the membership. So if you sign up still, that way you'll make sure it doesn't end. So you can do that as well. Get him a pacifier. I know they're so scared of Kash. And believe it or not, guys, we still have other cabinet members to come, not as exciting, but still very influential. Here is Linda McMahon, a clip from her. She's going to be the Secretary of Education, and she's going to be awesome as well. Watch this.
Listen to parents, not politicians. Build up careers, not college debt. Empower states, not special interests. Listen to parents, not politicians.
I mean, I love it. Listen to parents, not politicians. Empower the states. She's going to completely change our education system. And that really obviously needs to be done. There's so much corruption in our education system. It's so messed up. The woke ideology, the nonsense. We've fallen so far. And nowadays, because of our modern technology tools, it's just education needs to be completely revamped. And yet we're still doing things the old way. In fact, much worse. So I'm very excited about her. So she had her first hearing today. They're gonna get her through. We've gotten the controversial ones. Hegseth was the biggest. That was the hardest to get through. Tulsi was number 2, and then RFK. And so with those guys through and Kash coming, the rest of them are going to be shoo-ins. And somebody asked, I think it was Eric. He asked about, is there a timeline on the SEC chair? He says, is it legal for them to delay so long? The truth is, with the SEC chair, he has not been delayed on purpose. They simply haven't scheduled him a hearing because they've had all this other confirmations that are so controversial taking up all this time while they're doing their other Senate stuff, whatever they're doing. The last 2 SEC chairs, because everybody I know is excited for Paul Atkins to get in and hopefully clean up the markets. The last 2 SEC chairs for Biden and Trump were not seated until late March and then early April. So he's about on the same track for that. So we probably won't see Paul Atkins till March or April. James Spilak says this is going to be the best presidency in history. I can't wait to watch the next few years. Yeah, absolutely. If not history and altogether, definitely modern history. For sure. This cabinet is incredible. Brett Montgomery, did I see in Washington, D.C. search for criminal attorneys up 5 times from a couple months ago? I did see that. Yeah, they are so scared. Paper sheriffs are going to need a crap load. Ryan Edberg, what's going on? Dave Munn says, thanks for the go check out the lives now. Thanks for the membership. Love it. Alan says, hope the people I gave membership, hope you can keep it going only on your own. Want to thank you all. So Alan, thank you so much. Alan's saying he got you guys started on the memberships. If you like it, make sure to sign up on your own so it keeps going every month. So Alan jumpstart it and keep it going. And I thank you so much for that, Alan. And yeah, it's just $3 a month, guys. Trust me, you won't even notice it's gone. Unless you really need that Starbucks every day. And this will make sure you can only buy half a Starbucks from now on that one day. That's how it works. Okay, let's keep moving because there's a lot to cover. So not only do we have AP, BBC, Politico, another paper comes out today. Reuters was paid $9 million from our government. And the craziest part is that it's literally marked on the purchase order for large scale social deception. Here is the order right here from the DOD, definitive contract, parent award, unique key. Sorry, that doesn't have it, but here it is. Description: active social engineering defense, large scale social deception. I mean, What else do you need to see? That's unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Like this is like straight out of 1984. It's just, you cannot make this stuff up that it's actually real. You know, I mean, it's the craziest thing. Again, I'm just going to read it one more time because it's so just mind blowing how blatantly they just don't care. Reuters. This is one of the biggest aggregate news feeds in America. Okay, it's like AP, Reuters, a couple others. $9 million for large scale social deception. It's insane. I just, you can't even make this stuff up. Brett says, this is the photo you sent me on my Twitter account is related to this. Do you send me a photo? Okay, I'll try to look it up in a minute here. Yeah, Reuters stocks, they talk about stocks, market, all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just the craziest flipping thing, man. Let me see if I can see what you sent me, Brett, real quick. Did you send it to me in a DM? I might not be able to bring it up, but it doesn't always show what everything is being sent to me. Okay, I'll keep moving, Brett, and I'll try to find it while I go. All right, this one, Planned Parenthood has completely scrubbed their Instagram account. Wonder why? Maybe some incriminating evidence on there. I mean, this is the kind of thing you do when you're panicking. Their entire Instagram account. I mean, it doesn't say here. I could look, if I've looked, I could find it, but this is now a condom stand account. But yeah, they scrubbed it. It says no posts yet. When they post, so they just took down their whole Instagram. So you know, just tell me you're guilty without being guilty. There's so much today. I'm gonna fly pretty fast, and every once in a while I'll stop and read comments, but we just got to move today. So this is wild. Our spending, guys, I really feel like if Trump keeps following through on everything he's talking about, we might have a balanced budget by the end of the summer, honestly, especially going into next year.
One of the first meetings I want to have is with President Xi of China, President Putin of Russia. And I want to say, let's cut our military budget in half. And we can do that. And I think we'll be able to do it.
So cut our military budget in half. Do you guys, the Pentagon is the most expensive part of our government other than Social Security and Medicare. And now the interest we pay on our debt. So there's that. But he's talked about cut it in half. Now, why would Trump say that? Does he really just want to weaken our military by half? No. He's saying that because, in my opinion, they're realizing there's so much fraud in the military. There's so much fraud in all these budgets, you know, the $10,000 toilet seats, stuff like that. There's so much fraud that they can cut out all the fraud, and at half the budget, you can probably run the military the exact same as it's run now at full strength. That's Trump. And in doing so, because he knows this, because half is bold. It's one thing to go out there and say, I'm proposing a 10% cut, a 20% cut. That's something that even the senators might be like, well, we'll consider it. That doesn't sound crazy. Half sounds crazy. But in my opinion, what Trump's doing is he knows that they're going to be able to cut that much from the fraud, and our military won't change. But at the same time, he's going to try to get something out of it. He's already thinking, well, if I can cut the military budget by half and it won't change, maybe I can get other countries to cut theirs by half too, and we can just make a big thing out of it, as if I'm actually defunding my military to bring it down. Meanwhile, it'll just stay at full strength because they'll just weed out the fraud. That's something I think Trump, it's like that 4D chess thing people talk about. The dude is always thinking ahead, and he's always thinking, how can I use everything for my advantage? It's what makes him such a good negotiator and deal maker. And that's how I read this. I don't think he actually means we're going to cut our military in half or Not take these guys pay down, not have as much of our weapons, everything we need for defense. I really don't think that. I think he legitimately thinks they're going to find half in savings. And so he's going to take more out of that. Photo with red circle you sent me last Friday. All right. Brett, I'm going to look for you real quick. Oh, you sent it again. Okay. Oh, that one. Okay. So, okay, it's the exact same, so I don't need to share it. But that's crazy, Brett. You were way ahead of that. And I guess I wasn't doing my live Friday. Or I just didn't pick up on that. That's crazy. Okay, cool. Dang. The stuff, there's so much going on. It just slips by me. There's just way too much. So thinking of that, the Pentagon paid $32,000. Stony Bones says this. Pentagon paid $32,000 taxpayer money for 25 coffee cups. Yep. Yeah, I was going to move that up too. Matt says, "Can we move faster with information? So much to cover, and I leave things out." Oh man, I'm trying, Matt. I got to talk about it too, though. Yeah, we're paying down the interest too. Here's even more. I mean, look at this. DOGE is out there saying they found 2.7 trillion in Medicaid and Medicare payments that went overseas. 2.7 trillion and this goes back a few years. That wasn't in 1 year. But that would equal up to 8% of our national debt. So we're 36 trillion in debt. 2.7 trillion would be 8%. Overseas. This is supposed to be Medicaid and Medicare are supposed to be the untouchables that we do not mess with because they're the perfect programs and Americans are benefiting off these so much. Yeah, no wonder. 2.7 trillion. I want to know how far back that goes. But even if that's 20 years, that's unbelievable. I mean, at 20 years, that's still 100 billion a year going overseas. I mean, that's stuff they could just cut out immediately. So crazy. James Spelak says, AOC. Yeah. I read that wrong. I thought it said Ace made a video. Don't worry. I'm going to get to that story because that story is crazy. Now, here's one of my favorite stories of the day. And this just is one of those things that I can't believe they're already going there. And it's that they're already going to have DOGE going into the IRS. Trump's confirmed this. They've gone into the doorway. I mean, it's just crazy. The IRS is getting audited. Enjoy it, IRS. You know what that feels like? That feels like having one of these rammed up your boo hole. you know, I mean, and so now the IRS gets to enjoy what the pain they've inflicted on Americans forever. I cannot wait to see what they find in the IRS. So we have the IRS getting audited, the Pentagon, they're still going through the USA, they're going through Treasury. These guys are moving fast. They're moving so fast and they're just so smart. They're setting up their computers, they're just going through the algorithms, pulling it all out. And again, the Democrats don't know what to do. I was listening to Two-Way tonight with Mark Halperin and Mark Cavuto from Axios, famous reporters, and they were all saying, like, we can't even cover everything. There's too much news. Mark Halperin said that he had at least 10 leads coming in on his phone lately that he just can't even go into looking into because there's so much else going. And this is what they're doing. It's shock and awe. They're throwing so much at everybody, the Democrats and the press, that there's no narratives. They can't beat them. They can't stop them. And it's just going to keep coming out. And DOGE launched their website. And now you can go to the website and you can just read everything they're finding. It's scary stuff. It's very scary stuff. Alan with 10 more memberships. Alan, you are the Oprah of my show. You truly are. James Spelak, speaking of, you just got in, man. Ralph Fan, Craig Donor, Randy Outwell. Dang, man, you're bringing in some good OG people. Matthew Thompson, John Cresson, You're in, guys. Welcome to the membership. Love it. Formerly Wrong Way says USAID was offering free circumcisions, charging USAID exorbitant amounts. I saw that. Yeah, offering circumcisions. Just what the hell? What the hell is happening? Stony Bone says, remember when Rumsfeld a few days before 9/11 said they couldn't find 2.3 trillion in Pentagon military spending? Yeah. It wasn't a few days before 9/11. I believe it was the day before, and then the Pentagon got hit. Do you think somebody wanted some of that covered up so they never went looking at it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, GBUX must have treated Alan well. Brett says it's been proven most IRS employees are delinquent on their own personal income taxes. Probably because they know they can get away with it. They know all the ins and outs of how to stretch it out, so that's how that works. Your Notre Dame's basketball team won tonight. So Alan's in a good mood. I'll take it. I didn't mean he's really Oprah. Come on. I know that's not funny. I was being funny. I would never insult him like that. Alan's too good a guy. 67 likes, says Mark R. Please hit the like. We got 150 watching. Hit that like. Let's get over 100 before the end of the show. You guys can do it. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new. All right. And then if you want, consider join. Frankie asks, where's the Discord link? The Discord link, my friend, is in. If you go to my YouTube page, there's a tab that says community. Click that tab, and then there's a link posted there for members only. If that link is expired, let me know and I'll post a new one. I think it has a week. All right, let's keep moving because there's so stinking much. All right. Do you guys remember this summer when I did a whole video on a James Carville breakdown because it was the funniest thing I'd seen all year? I still laugh about that when Carville called up the Democratic strategists and just started bitching them out and calling them queers. And it was the funniest thing. Carville, old school Democrat, helped get Clinton elected. He's just brilliant. And he is very smart, even though he's a Democrat, but he's old school. He's a Clinton Democrat, right? So he's got some sanity about him, and he's trying to get this people to wake up. Well, he made me laugh this summer, and he made me laugh again today. Here's the latest James Carville hates his own party story, and I'm so excited to share it. Veteran Democrat Party strategist James Carville is reportedly furious about the direction the party is headed, expressing to colleagues, I dedicated the best years of my effing life to this party, only to see it taken over by a bunch of stupid mother effers. Everything's going to shit. Carville is especially livid following the DNC leadership election, reportedly saying, who are these people? This David Hogg guy and that other sissy. Come out. God dang, left field. Well, there goes the mail vote forever. Thanks, guys. We're effed and we deserve it. I mean, oh, thank God for James Carville. He brings me so much joy when he's reaming his own party. It's like, and the funniest part is he's right. He's so mad because he knows if they just listened to him, they would have, at least the election would have been very close. I'll tell you that, because Carville is smart and he totally understands what wins elections. He's a man. He's a real man who actually votes Democrat, which those don't exist anymore under 50 years old. So anyways, so funny. And James, I just wanted to thank you for the best laugh of my day. It was wonderful. And I enjoyed our time together. I truly did. All right, Mike Benz, if you guys listened to today, if you caught Joe Rogan podcast from yesterday or Sean Ryan's podcast, Mike Benz went on both, and he went deep diving. This guy is the expert on USAID and all the spending in our government that's been revealed for years. He's been tracking this for years before Trump got in, okay? And he's been trying to whistleblow. He's been trying to get it out there. And now the DOGE team is making this all public. So Benz goes on these two major podcasts, two of the biggest podcasts in the world, I think two of the top 5 biggest podcasts in the world, and just lays it out yesterday. And it is wild. You guys got to listen to it because he talks about the CIA using musicians and rappers and just all kinds of stuff, how they did this. But he puts this out today. Here are the fact checkers you ordered, sir. This is USAID Workshop trains reporters on countering misinformation. USAID Workshop trains reporters on countering misinformation. So this training session featured guest presenters, including former Bangladesh ambassador, executive director of US-based media fact-checking organization PolitiFact. You guys remember PolitiFact? They've kind of gone down. Countering misinformation, it says, for today's digital and social media landscape, quote, there are so many sources of information in today's world, whether through traditional media or social media, a growing surge of false information intended to mislead the public. Through the U.S. government, through USAID, has provided more than $8 billion in developmental assistance to Bangladesh. And so it's just pretty much showing that they are flat out in India and all over the world, just censoring information, trying to shut down anything that's counter narrative to what basically the CIA and the deep state want to be out there. And again, here he says, here are the independent fact checkers. Yeah, those independent fact checkers are all bought and paid for by USAID. It's so crazy. Trump's true news defeats fake news all day. Amen. Yeah. Queefer says you were upset, but that made your day. I know. Carmel's the best. He's the best when he's mad. RFK Jr. brought up USAID in his post-oath speech. Yep, I know. So much. Drew says, what's 3.5 billion tax cuts are Democrats talking about now? I don't know. I haven't seen that one. White House seeking to renegotiate CHIPS Act, says Mark. Interesting. I haven't seen that yet. Goffinator, DOGE is smoke and mirrors, government will grow. Okay. Yeah. I don't even know what to say to that. It's like, everything is so obvious how they're cutting Goffinator. This is unbelievable. Carville clip we enjoyed was on a members live. Oh, that's right. That was awesome. Alan says your ND women's basketball game don't play on Sunday, so we're good to go. Okay. I'll make sure to go live for you. Goffinator, are you serious? I'm not even going to entertain your strong international presence. Strong international presence through corruption and through manipulation of other people's governments. I don't see any way you can defend that. I'm sorry. I really don't. All right, let's keep moving. Trump calling out BRICS, saying basically it's done. We don't worry about BRICS at all.
In the past, you have spoken against BRICS. India is part of BRICS. Do you want to dismantle BRICS, or you want to be part of?
I don't care, but BRICS was put there for a bad purpose. And most of those people they don't even want to talk about it now. They're afraid to talk about it because I told them if they want to play games with the dollar, then they're going to be hit with a 100% tariff the day they mention that they want to do it. And they will come back and say, we beg you not to do this. BRICS is dead since I mentioned that. BRICS died the minute I mentioned that. And I remember when Obama and Biden in particular, I guess he said that, they have us over a barrel. They don't have us over a barrel. We have them over a barrel. If BRICS wants to play games, those countries won't trade with us. We won't trade with them. And if any trading gets through, it'll be 100% tariff at least.
What would be
You know what? When they hear that, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to say, look what happened to BRICS. They didn't want to talk about it. They don't even want to admit that they were a member of BRICS. That's what's happened.
on your cabinet?
Those 100% tariffs, I mean, even if he's just threatening them, it'll stop them from doing anything. So, I mean, BRICS was going to be the biggest threat to the Western trade, Western influence, Western supremacy in the world, ours, Europe's, all that. And Trump's just flat out saying, like, good luck, try me. And we're still the biggest. We'd be bigger than almost all of them combined. So I love it. I love the strength and just the negotiating, everything. I listen, again, I don't know how far all this will go, but I trust that we don't have to worry about this stuff anymore. We have adults in the White House again after 4 years of a moron and a 25-year-old social media team trying to run the entire White House, along with a bunch of mentally ill patients got out of their mental ward. We have adults back in the White House, and it feels good. It just feels good. It feels so good. Oh my God. Goffinator, you should go drink your Democrat Kool-Aid, bro. Like, try to tell me all this stuff when, after 4 years of what the other side did, and then everything we've seen in the last 3 weeks. Obviously, you haven't followed politics for long, or you've just followed, MSNBC, because we've never seen anything like this. We've never seen exposure. There's no way the people allow the government to grow after what's been seen. Do you understand that? I know it's hard to understand, but the whole point of this is that you get all this fraud out in front of the people, so the people refuse to let it grow. And that's how I know it'll get cut. Listen, I've been right about almost everything in the politics for the last 2 years. You would know that if you watched the show. You probably thought Kamala was going to win and Trump would never win. You probably thought Ron DeSantis would beat him in the primary because you don't know what you're talking about. But Trump won. He won convincingly because I understand how the people work in this country. People are waking up, and there will be none of that stuff. You're going to be wrong on everything you just said. It's amazing. Trump, as I mentioned, shorts. Oh yeah, just wait. There's going to be stuff coming with that with the SEC once he gets that in place. He might again, because of him owning DJT, he might never bring up the short selling himself, because it could be seen as being tied to that. But you're a conservative. Okay. Get out of here. I was a conservative long before it was cool. You're hilarious, dude. Drew says they're starting the BS again. More tax cuts for the rich. It didn't work last time, won't work now. It's their favorite failure. Tax cuts only for the rich. Oh, you talk about the Democrats, how they talk. I completely agree. Completely agree. Oh my God. Okay, link's expired. I'll get a new one in there. Don't worry. Let's keep moving. Goff, you're spitting nonsense. I don't have time for it. There's too much good stuff to talk about. I don't know how you could say you're a conservative and not be excited about what's going on. Literally everything conservative is winning, unless you're stuck in the Cold War and you think Russia's still the Soviet Union. That's the only place where I don't see something conservative happening. So get out of here. You're unbelievable. It's insane. It's insane. I was raised a Reagan Republican. I know what conservatism's all about. Trump is the most conservative president. He's more conservative than Reagan, and he's better at everything America needs than Reagan too. So I'm telling you, sorry, Trump's the most conservative president ever in my lifetime. And it's not close. It's not close. Even more so than Reagan. But even better, he's also a populist, so he knows how to get it done. All right. Even more good stuff. Trump calling out Biden. I mean, this is what I love about what's going on in this administration. They're not afraid to say what's up. In the past, people played politics. So if their predecessor said something or did something that was egregious, that was criminal, the next president would still pretend like they were great. Like Bush came in after Clinton, who Clinton did some great stuff. Don't get me wrong, because he was working with Newt Gingrich in that amazing House. They forced him to be like a conservative Republican in some areas. So Clinton did some, but he was also a total crook. Him and Hillary are so crooked, whether you go into Whitewater, all the other ways they laundered money, just terrible stuff. And Bush comes in and he never said a thing about it. He never called it out. Reagan didn't call this stuff out. I mean, we've just never, the presidents always were nice to each other, no matter how awful the one before was. And now some of you, we could argue that's because they were a uniparty. I agree. That's probably a big part of it. All right. But we still didn't see that. I mean, Kennedy didn't call out anybody before him. Eisenhower didn't call out Roosevelt. It just goes on and on and on. Trump's not afraid because he's different. He's built different. He's like, I'm for the people. I'm not for the politics. And I'm calling it out. So here's him calling out Biden with Russia.
Yesterday were pretty accurate. I don't see any way that a country in Russia's position could allow them, just in their position, could allow them to join NATO. I don't see that happening. And long before President Putin, Russia was very strong on the fact that I believe that's the reason the war started, because Biden went out and said that they could join NATO, and he shouldn't have said that. As soon as he said that, I said, you know what? You're going to have a war now, and I was right about that. This is a war that would have never happened if I were
But
president.
you don't think it's President Biden's fault, not President Putin? I mean, he's the one.
I think Biden is incompetent, and I think when he said that they could join NATO, I thought that was a very stupid thing to say. I thought when he said, well, it depends if it's a minor incursion. In other words, it's okay if Russia does a minor incursion. I thought that was a very foolish thing to say. Yesterday were pretty.
Biden wanted this war
I
to
don't-
happen, and it just didn't go the way they thought it would. They thought they were going to be able to keep the war and just build it out into World War III, and that never happened. So again, I just the miracles that happened in order to get Trump back, it's just unbelievable. Alan, 10 more? Are you kidding me, bro? Oh my God. Thank you so much. Alan with 10 more memberships. Dave Alanis is in. David, Scott Volkovich, Original Planksta, more great old school people. Texas Lone Star, Mac, welcome guys. Kimberly P, welcome to the membership. I will get the new Discord link up for you as soon as the show's done. Okay, guys, just so you guys can get in. I know all this in 24 days. It's unbelievable. Goff says conservatives used to stand for small government Christian principles. Trump's a complete moral degenerate. Goff, I'm a pastor. I've studied the Bible my whole life. You obviously don't know anything about Christian principles. Well, you know what one of the biggest Christian principles is? In fact, I would say it's the most important Christian principle. The most important Christian principle is that we were all degenerates and Jesus saved us, and we can change. Every single person can change. Trump was a moral degenerate. He no longer is. He's a good man. He's a great leader. So there's that. He's also done more for getting rid of abortion than any president in modern history. He's gone after human trafficking. He's brought justice back to our lands. He leads God everywhere. He's getting rid of the trans stuff. Are you kidding me? This is the most Christian president of my lifetime. Dude, are you just a moron? Goffinator, you speak nonsense. You speak nonsense. You know what else is conservative? How about no wars? You know what else is conservative? How about he's the first president in modern history to actually go after the corruption in the government and bring it all out? That's as conservative as it gets. He's talking about cutting defense. He's talking about tax cuts. He's talking about cutting all this waste and trying to get it done. You know who's trying to stop him? The Democrats. Trump froze federal funding. They stopped him. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm done talking to you. You are the dumbest person I've ever come across on this channel, because for you to say you're a conservative and then to throw that at me, you have no idea what Christianity is about, and you have no idea what being a conservative is about. You're a liar or you're an idiot. So you pick. I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. I will send the link, Fro Girl. Don't worry. We'll get you in. We'll get you in. All right. Let's keep moving. All right. Here we go. Ryan Fournier. President Trump. This is right after RFK got in. And so he says, President Trump signs an executive order to create the Make America Healthy Again Commission to be chaired by RFK Jr. One of their first tasks is to target the causes of autism and chronic diseases. This one's a big one for me. My oldest son is autistic, and it's just, it's I hate what it does to so many people. I'm very blessed because he's very low on the spectrum. He's going to have a normal life, but so many others, their lives have been stolen by all these chronic diseases and everything. And so I'm so excited for this, and Trump being on it. It's unbelievable. And it's exciting. It's exciting. So many good things are going to happen. Oh, guys, thank you. You guys don't need to defend me. I don't mind. I only like to answer the trolls or the guys arguing with me when they bring up stuff that I think could be addressed. And so I thought it was a good time to address the lies that were being thrown out there. So Honey Badger, did you see the article how Trump took over the United States Digital Service Agency? Yes, I actually talked about that the other night. So All right, let's keep moving. Let's talk. This is fun. All right. So many good clips today. Here we go. I'm just going to play this one and then we're going to talk about it in a second.
Mr. President, DOGE workers arrived today, Gavin Clagger and others arrived today at the IRS. Do you expect to close the IRS, or what are you expecting?
No, I don't expect it, but,
ERS.
but I think that,
Did you guys hear that in the background? So Trump says, he says, are you going to shut down the IRS? And Trump he's going to give his answer. But in the background, you hear, it's either Lutnick or Scott Bessent says, someday. You kind of let the cat out of the bag there. Here, listen again.
but I think that the
Someday. I love it.
Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody else. Just about everybody's going to be looked at. So it's they're doing a hell of a job. It's an amazing job they're doing. And that force is building these. I call it the force of super geniuses, but it's building. And they go up and they talk to some of the people about certain deals, and the people get all tongue-tied. They can't talk because these people get it. They're very smart people.
So I mean. Oh, it's Howard Lutnick, according to this post. So Lutnick's out there. He's going to be Commerce Secretary. So we have Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and we have Commerce Secretary Lutnick, who has not been appointed yet. He hasn't been confirmed yet, but he will be. Okay. So he just out there, like, they are going to go after the IRS. They are. I mean, Lutnick, by the way, this is something a lot of people don't realize. But when you have the Treasury Secretary and you have the Commerce Secretary, Treasury Secretary gets all the accolades and the praise and is like the bigger name. Okay. That's Bessent. That was Janet Yellen, so on and so forth. It was, what's his face? I can't remember who it was under Trump. And Steve Mnuchin. And then it was Timothy Geithner under Obama. So you have all these people and they get the big name. But the Treasury Secretary is actually traveling all the time, doing all this stuff, going across the world, spreading the message of capitalism, blah, 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 making deals. The Commerce Secretary actually generally has much more control over the economic policies of the president domestically. And so Lutnick, this is the guy who's going to be in charge of the vast majority of our economic policy here in America. Hardcore conservative, hardcore capitalist, everything we want in this for this role. And he just says, he lets the cat out of the bag. We want to get rid of the IRS. Then I love it. He's like a Ron Paul when it comes to the Fed and IRS and everything. So really good stuff there. Automag says, if there's trolls, doing something right. Amen to that. Honey Badger says, full access to federal databases. Congress can't defund it because it's not a new program. Oh, you're talking about Obama's DOGE? Yeah, absolutely. Mark R says, massive U.S. study rooted in the 60s found classic autism rate of about 0.066%. Actually, now, the rate now is 1 out of every 32 kids, which is insane. Brett asks, if Gary Gensler is not the SEC chair anymore, what's he going to do now? Go back to being in real life, Mr. Burns? Yeah, he's, he can't run any more Clinton campaigns because she's done. So I don't know what he's going to do. That's tough. Twilight, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Says, everyone in my family is blue. It bothers me because it's impossible to say anything about Trump without their snarky remarks. I totally hear you there, Twilight, and I'm sorry for that. That is tough. But hey, you can speak as much as you want on this channel. Welcome, and thank you for jumping in. I think it's the first time I've seen you on here. So please subscribe and be a part of the community. This community is a great place for you to talk about your politics, and we will welcome you in with open arms. Frogirl says he's already working for a hedge fund. No way. That's unbelievable. Pam Hayes says Doge is a program they call a crawler. Yep, I know what a crawler is. Works its way through the data. So once they open the door and get the password, it's a wrap. Wow. That's crazy. CJ Yukon says, read a study that said not one case of autism among the Amish. That's true. Yeah, it is true. They don't vax their kids. Their kids are outside all the time. They eat real food. They basically do everything right for health and not like us. You're welcome, Twilight. We're glad to have you. Brett says, please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Brett. And join. Hey, if you want to be a part of the community, the real community with the members' lives and the Discord for $3 a month, you can join. Johnny Strayhorn says, Lutnick railed against the IRS in one of Trump's rally speeches. That I remember that. That was awesome. That was awesome. All right, let's keep going because there's so much to do. Here's where we're at. RFK Jr. confirmed. Kash Patel nomination advanced. All Biden DOJ prosecutors fired. Hawkule and Peekaboo James scrambling. Hamas releasing hostages as planned. We got the Russian guy back, or the guy back from Russia as well. Listen, Hawkule and Peekaboo James, that's Letitia. They are being, Pam Bondi is investigating them. And Hawkule, governor of New York, is on her way. I believe they either met today or tomorrow on their way to DC to talk about this investigation. Pam Bondi's been in there like 3 days. She ain't messing around. She is already bringing justice. We're going to get Kash next week. And it just keeps going, guys. It just keeps going. All right. Let me see. I got a few more things here. Yeah, this is a good one right now. All right. I got this clip I want to share from Bill O'Reilly about Bondi and what's going on in New York.
Trump wants to get Letitia James and Alvin Bragg. That's what this story is all about. Nothing else there. He went after Illinois because he wants to get Pritzker. Hates him. And the way to do that is to deny the states of Illinois and New York the federal grant money. The New York Post reports today $8 billion is going to get held up by the Justice Department that would have flowed into New York State, which is running an astronomical deficit here. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is to file civil suits against the governor and the attorney general. Then the question was, why is the mayor of New York left out? Because he doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. Trump wants to get Letitia James. Hochul is just an ornament. Doesn't have any bad feeling toward Hochul.
You hear that? Trump wants to get Letitia James. Why? Because she flat out ran to become get voted into her position by saying, I'll go get Trump. And then she's the one who put together so many of these cases against him that were so fraudulent. Trump's like, I know you're corrupt, and now I'm coming for you.
Trump. But Adams, the deal that was made, I don't know what Adams is giving Trump. I have to tell the audience up front. I don't know, and I don't use anonymous sources, but I got call after call after call that said, and all of these people have agendas who are calling me. They all have agendas, all right? And they're saying that Adams knows where the bodies are buried.
There it is. So Adams just had his charges dropped, at least temporarily, by request of Pam Bondi. And he's been buddying up to Trump. And it says Adams knows where the bodies are buried, which also is probably why they went after him in the first place.
With James and Bragg. Just throwing it out for your consumption. I'm not reporting it to be true, but it kind of makes sense, right?
Well, it's kind of weird that like you.
Okay, so O'Reilly, he just played it kind of coy there at the last minute. I don't know these things to be true. BS. O'Reilly's one of the most connected people out there, and he's a New Yorker, so he definitely knows what he's saying is true or not. Excuse me. Woo! Oh, that was fun. All right. So, anyways, oh my gosh. Oh, Bill Riley making me sneeze. It's all that strong cologne he wears. Anyways, so very interesting, right? All this New York corruption. Trump's going to make sure this all goes down. A lot of people are super mad that they did this Adams thing where they let him off his charges. It's not okay. It's unconstitutional. Trump's just playing the game that they played with him. And as chief executive, he actually is able to do that kind of stuff. He's technically in charge of all law enforcement in our land. So don't buy the Democrats stuff on that, but this is gonna work out nicely. Thank you for the bless me. Yeah, sent my soul back into my body. Did you guys know that that's why they used to say God bless you, or how it started? People in the Middle Ages literally believed that when you sneezed, your spirit was leaving your body, and so they'd say God bless you, so it'd come back in. The stuff you learn. But I like it. Seinfeld, you're so good looking. I'll take that as well. Letitia James and Michelle Obama are brothers. Yeah, gross. All right, I got a couple more fun stories for you guys, and then we got to talk about the economy and GBUX, and then we'll call it a night. But like I said, there's so much. This AOC story is crazy. Here's Tom Homan talking about what just went down with AOC.
Anymore.
But Tom, you got AOC out there, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, putting out a webinar, doing a webinar to help illegals avoid, I guess, apprehension, giving tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now, but I need the AOG to opine on that. But because there's impediment is impediment, in my opinion. I'm not a prosecutor, but we need some further guidance on that. But again, if we have to take every federal dollar out of the city, we'll do it. I mean, we're done. This is anymore.
But Tom,
Wow.
You got AOC.
So AOC giving illegals heads up, getting in way of ICE efforts to deport, literally breaking the law. The thing is, AOC is not very bright. She seems like she is. She's very charismatic. She's got the gift for social media and all that, but she's not very bright. It's a very skin deep. There's not much under the surface there. So she has been able to get away with running her mouth on all kinds of nonsense for 8 years, or since whenever she first got in. I can't remember when that was. 2018, I think maybe it was that election. Anyways, so she's always been able to get away with this stuff. The spurring on the Black Lives Matter protests, or no consequences. Okay. Saying nonsense during the Biden administration, even going up against the Democrats within their own ranks sometimes, just to make the name for herself. So she's still playing that same game, but now the adults are back and she's still playing that game. And she doesn't realize, you play that game now, you're a congresswoman, there's going to be consequences. So it's going to be very interesting to see if this keeps playing out. Bondi's already gone after several mayors for their sanctuary city stuff. And they've said there'll be arrests. Can you imagine if it gets to the point where we see a congresswoman get arrested, mayors get arrested? I mean, listen, I don't want that chaos in our republic, but what I do want is justice. And so if we have people running rogue, if we have people jumping, undercutting our government when they're actually doing what the people voted for them for, I'm all for it. In that case, arrest them, lock them up, tell them, show them that there's consequences, even if you're a public official. We want it. We want that. And so I cannot wait to see how this plays out, because one or two things is going to happen, in my opinion. Either AOC is going to get down on her knees and beg for mercy, or she's gonna start facing some consequences. And this is going to be really interesting to see. All right, Goff, you're adding nothing anymore, so you are now gone. Goodbye, buddy. I hope you enjoyed your nonsense while you had it, but I noticed that as soon as I gave you a big response to your last stupid message, you disappeared for like 20 minutes because you had no reply. So goodbye. Let's see. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, Brett. Brett says maybe the governor of New Jersey and AOC can share a cell in Rikers. That would be awesome. Homan is awesome. He is a true patriot. I agree, Mark. Drew says Trump is smart. He will roll over on the others. Great move. Hope AOC's next. We'll see. We'll see. You want to watch Milo on Tim Pool's show? You got to go to Rumble for that. Go to Rumble and it's on there. She's a PSing bartender, gets passed around. She definitely did. I think she might be. Yeah, she was. I mean, if you're listen, I was in bartending and waiting tables for 7 years. It is one of the best ways to become a communicator. So she can communicate. She can. There's just nothing underneath that facade. She didn't know what garbage disposal was, right? Alan with 10 more memberships. My God, man. I love it. Thank you so much again. You just keep surprising me. I love it. You just kind of wait for me to get settled and then you drop another bomb. Let's see who's in right now who I recognize. XRQ, Backcracker. What's up? Welcome in. Free Dog. It's good to see you again. Jeff Nickel. It's been a while. Good to see you. Welcome into the memberships. You guys are Alan. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Again, you guys are now in. Get into the Discord, get into the members lives. And if you like it, make sure you sign up yourselves because after this, after Alan's gift wears off in a month, you'll be back in the barren wasteland of not being a member. You don't want that. You don't want it because once you're in, you're going to get it hooked. Trust me. Trust me. Putting the old man back together. Yeah. Make asylums great again. All right. I got one more clip I want to play before I get to the economic stuff. So Ellie, what's going on? It's good to see you. It's been a while. Welcome back. All right. This is after RFK I think this is after RFK just got confirmed. Watch Bernie Sanders and just tell me what you think about this.
Will the president abolish the Department of Education?
You know, what is going on in this country, not only with education, but with other institutions, is the president is operating in a very authoritarian, illegal, and unconstitutional way.
Look how stressed he looks. I mean, his poor red bald head, he's stressed. He looks sweaty. He looks like this man. I mean, this man's already being exposed as a total fraud. Thank God it took long enough, but it's happening finally. And now it's just like something's getting to him. You can tell. And he's just trying to call Trump out as a criminal. Oh man, this is going to get fun with Bernie.
If they want changes in the Department of Education, they want to abolish the Department of Education, fine, come to Congress. That is the process. That is what our Constitution is about. You know, we have 3 separate branches of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. We are not and cannot and must not move to all power in one branch.
Senator, does that mean you're worried about oversight for something like RFK Jr.? Like, once he's confirmed, are you concerned that you won't have that?
I am concerned that there is a real look. It is a little bit weird, just a little bit weird, that the president of the United States is now head of the Kennedy Center. You know, my the only person in America, I think that's a little bit strange. You know, we have other people who know a little bit about culture, maybe even more than the president. But what is clearly happening in this country right now, every single day, with Musk, with President Trump, is more and more power going to fewer and fewer people, and often people who have huge amounts of money.
Can you tell me about your decision to co-sponsor Kane's Gaza bill?
Funny that Brett would, that Bernie would never call that out when Biden was doing stuff so much worse. And you could tell this man is like falling apart. He's falling apart. He doesn't even have the strength to, he's mumbling. I know it was kind of hard to hear him, right? He's mumblecore, man. He can't even get it out. That's what happens when you're stressed out of your mind. Okay. And that's what Bernie looked like right there. That looked like a man panicking. Interesting. He's panicking on the day after Tulsi gets confirmed and RFK is getting confirmed. Very interesting is all I got to say. This stuff's all starting to fall apart. It looks like rotting fruit. Michael Anthony, I haven't talked stocks as my main part of my channel in over a year now. I talk politics first and stocks when I see something. That's how it's been for over a year, man. Come on. And you've been around. You should know this. Brett says, I personally think once they audit Medicare, Bernie Sanders is really going to be in trouble. That'd be interesting. I mean, he got, as a Democratic socialist who doesn't like capitalism and doesn't like being rich, he sure has a lot of riches, including millions of dollars and $3 million homes. So yeah, that money came from somewhere. Like the orange that starts to shrivel and grow mold. Did I see the clip of Elizabeth Warren in the street in her blue coat? I did, when she hit the guy or pushed him or something. Yeah, that was crazy. Nancy is the worst. She's always drunk. I agree. FICA says that's what desperation looks like. I completely agree. They're all losing it, guys. They're losing it because the gravy train is over. The gravy train is over. And even these people, like, I think it's a complete joke that somebody like Bernie Sanders is still considered to be one of the good Democrats or one of the true believers. Okay. It's a complete joke. Anybody who's actually like paid attention to this for the last 10 years knows so much better. If anything, Bernie might have been a true believer in socialist ideals or, left-wing ideology in a pure kind of sense before the election with Hillary. But once he lost that and it was stolen from him and he kissed the knee and he totally gave in, I think from that point on, he was just completely gone. So, and Elizabeth Warren never been, and somehow she gets credit for being one of the good ones too. It's insane. It's asinine. It really is. Brett says they're doing a reboot of Sanford and Son Maxine Waters. Roger, they do look scary. I agree. They do. It's so bad. Okay. That's so funny. Bernie and Good should not be using the same sense. Well, I agree with that too. Okay. I got a couple things on the market real quick before we go, and on GBUX. So Finance Lot's been tracking our market, comparing it to 1929 for the last year and a half. And what he's seeing is that what's going on in the market right now looks very similar to February 2020, right before it crashed in March, right before COVID or right during COVID, you could say. But this is what's really crazy. All right. Physical gold has been being transferred to the U.S. in major amounts. So transfer of physical gold from Bank of England in New York is exceeding the panic during COVID-19. So they are bringing over more gold right now than they did even in COVID-19 during the fiscal crisis. That's insane. Okay, that's literally insane. Why? Ask yourselves why. He says people are blaming tariffs. Something bigger is going on here. Legacy media is totally silent. They're hiding it. Is another flash crash possible? I don't know. I'm not predicting anything, but this is the kind of stuff that's really weird. Also, Bank of England, on this order of transferring gold, they basically came out and said it's going to take us a while when we didn't even ask for that much compared to what they're supposed to have. Why? Do they even have the gold reserves they claim to have? That's the question. So you see, here's a graph of, I'm on the wrong post. Sorry, guys. Here's a graph of this requesting the gold. And here's this spike up right here. This is COVID, this big group here. This financial crisis, we were just accumulating gold, transferring it into the U.S. all during COVID, this whole big, and now we just see this spike after it went down significantly the last couple of years. That's crazy stuff. I mean, that's wild. So something to look out for there. Alan, are you serious? 10 more memberships. Unbelievable. Thank you, Alan. That's awesome. Who got in this time? VR Greens, J. Leah, Nunya Biz, Norton Man, Kit Ridge is in. That's awesome. Oh, you didn't get Twilight. You tried, but thanks, Alan. Oh man, appreciate you so much. Roger says there is no party to oppose the Republicans. The Democrats are completely wiped out. It is the wildest thing. So yeah, dude, that's awesome, Alan. I'm just floored tonight, man. You've been so generous the last few days. This is crazy. So thank you again, guys. If you're in the Discord. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and post that link right now, just so I don't forget so you guys can all get in the Discord, since we have so many new members now. Alan is just like rolling out the red carpet for memberships this month, which is amazing. And so I want to get you guys into the Discord as much as possible, because that's where the community is just all the time going on, and it's awesome. And then here we go. Let's see if this works. And I'll post it, get you guys in. Also, members live, there was one last night where I had a ham on, and you guys can jump in and watch that and learn all about all about GBUX and where we're at with Finger right now. All right, here's the Discord link, the latest one. Getting that in there for you guys. And that didn't work. Give me the real link, yo. You know what? It never works well on the computer. I'm going to do it on my phone real quick. Sorry. I know this is fascinating stuff, guys. Hold on. And we're going to talk about GBUX in just a second. But I do want to get this in. Because I want to make sure you guys can jump on. I should just do this every time. It's so much faster. All right. Discord link is now posted in the members area. So join. And if you want to stay on, if you like it, you'll have to sign up yourselves. Okay. So it doesn't run out. Brett says, it makes me wonder how accurate our gold reserves are in Fort Knox. I have a feeling it's as short as Ken Griffin on AMC. I think you might be right, Brett. And that is a little scary. I absolutely agree with that. Twilight says, solving is taking millionaires' money to vote to become our own. No, I didn't hear that. I'll have to see the report on that. Queefer with 5 memberships. Everybody's just getting in now. Christopher Saunders, Paulie V. Alerts is in. I love it. That's awesome. Great stuff, man. Wow. This the Discord's going to be hopping. I got to tell you, it's going to be popping off here. This is very exciting stuff. Okay, last couple things. Is this the worst Fed pivot in history? So I don't know if you guys saw today, but PPI came in roaring hot. 3.5, expected 3.3. That's a lot over expectations. CPI came in hot this month. There are, it's absolutely wild what's going on with inflation. They cut way too soon. And now we're seeing the results of that. I said it, I think last night. I think we're at the point, and Trump knows this. I really believe he knows this. I think we're at the point where the only way we beat inflation right now is to go through a recession officially. Trump is not afraid, and he keeps telling us that with the tariffs and everything, there might be some temporary pain. And what he means is we got to go through it to come out of it better. We have to get through this old system. So they're going full steam ahead with their economic plan. And the Biden plan is already going to crash on us because of what they did and the way they were pumping up the economy and no longer are. The Fed obviously cut way too soon. So all this stuff's going on. That's just terrible for us. So I do think it's coming sooner than later. Some major in our economy and markets that's going to really throw us back for a short time, and then it'll move forward and get much better. Okay, last thing, GBUX. All right, I called this thing out thanks to Ham. 2 days ago was the first time I really started paying attention to it. I was a little late because Ham was calling it out at $1 or $1.50. I finally started really paying attention. Thank you to the Discord chat, because you guys were bringing it up so much. I started really paying attention and noticed, holy cow, this thing's moving. Jumped in right under $4. And now today it hit 8, and it has been moving up nonstop strong for the last couple of days. Ham has been following this stock. He is calling it out every step of the way. He has been very on top of this. Today, Ham's very connected on Wall Street, says, anyone long more than 10,000 shares, let us know when you get a call to sell your stock. Others have been called. The shorts are calling now, trying to find shares that they can buy outside the market price so they can cover. This is what happens before a short squeeze. Not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody to buy anything, okay? But I am telling you that I am extremely bullish on this stock. And I do believe that this could do something very special here soon. I think this is a stock that could easily break 10, maybe even tomorrow. And then from there, who knows? But here's how it's been charting lately. This is just the last 5 days. That is as clean, just nonstop going up as you can hope to see. So 5 days ago, it was at 275, and we're now at 8, and it just keeps moving. Low volume, barely anybody's paying attention to this, and it really does look like we might be seeing shorts trying to cover soon. Bar chart still has it as 100% buy. So I mean, top 1% current strength, current direction, top 1%. So guys, after I've talked about the last 2 days, literally nothing has changed. It just keeps getting better. So, I mean, make your own decisions. You guys determine what you want to do. But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing so that my conscience will be clear and nobody can tell me, bro, why didn't you tell me about this stock? Why didn't you get me into this? That's not what I'm here for, not to get you into stuff, but I am telling you what I'm seeing. And it is, it's exciting. I feel like this is a gift that just kind of came out of nowhere for people to just have a chance to actually make some money and maybe catch a real short squeeze. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it could be over tomorrow, but it could be over another, it could be over in a week. It could go crazy. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, some people don't buy pink sheets because OTC. That I totally get it. Absolutely. Randy says Reagan guided an economy through a reset in 81, 82, and 6 months, 83. He did. And what happened? Reagan did such a good job with the economy that we had 20 years of strong economic growth after that. So Mark says GBUX is up 1,500% since Sam called at 60 cents in December. Wow. Yeah, see, there you go. So where's it going? I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to know. This is one of those stocks that could be done at $9, could be done at 10, it could be done at 100. So it's impossible to know. It's OTC, so it could be very volatile, but it's very clear that Ham knows exactly what he's saying when he says that it is. It's clearly not a big play. Whoever's in this is small time, because this volume just shows you that they don't have what they need, and they have not been able to push it down at all. It's just kept moving. Ficus says GBUX has entered the parabolic phase. This happens near the end where daily price increase is really large. Once reverses, come back down, so don't take profits along the way. Don't take profits along the way, or do take profits along the way? Oh, don't forget to take profits along the way. Yes, to take profits. Yeah, and again, there's been no selling, so it's like there's no. Yeah, it could still have a major breakout too. The thing is, we don't know, but just if it's still moving tomorrow, it just might be an opportunity and something to watch. So as far as DJT and stuff, yeah, it's trading sideways, but it'll have its breakout. We're waiting for Cash and the SEC guy and all this stuff. So if your broker doesn't have a glitch when you try to sell, hopefully it doesn't. Anyways, on that note, guys, it is late. This was a long show, hour and a half. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please take that second right now. Just like. If you're new, just go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you're one of the few people now who's no longer a member, maybe consider being a member. $3 a month. And surviving the and joining the community, supporting the channel. FICA says it looks like there might be more in the tank, but the end is likely near. I agree. Yeah, it's possible. So, anyways, guys, on that note, thank you so much for supporting and watching the show. Please jump in on the members Discord. The link is now posted, and I'll watch last night's members live to get Ham's breakdown and everything. Alan, you couldn't help yourself, could you? 5 more memberships from Alan Krantz. Thank you so much, Alan. Jose Villanueva's in, Damon Salati, Hawkeye Man, Josie's, love it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. But very exciting. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe on your way out. And let's end in a prayer as always. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless everybody here. I pray you give them wisdom as they're trading or making any decisions investment wise, and do their own research. But Lord, I also just thank you for everything going on. Thank you that RFK got in, and I thank you for your hand on Trump and this whole team. All the amazing things are happening, and we just continue to pray that God for favor on them, that for every judge that tries to stop them for doing something good for the people, and a higher judge would block that judge, and so on and so forth, so that DOGE, Trump, the team can keep moving forward, exposing corruption and getting things done. I pray that Congress would have the guts to follow through on the legislation side on everything that needs to be done. So thank you for all you've done for us and continue to do in this beginning of the golden age. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Love you guys. Bless you. Yeah. Say thanks to Alan for sure. Thank you, Johnny. I might see you guys tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. Mark says your wife found a brain scan problem. Can I pray for her? Absolutely. Yeah. Let's just pray again real quick, because that's obviously worth stopping for. So God, we pray for Mark's wife. Whatever's on this brain scan, I just pray, God, that as they dive deeper into it, it ends up being nothing. And that, God, if there anything there, I just pray for good news and healing in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah. Sorry for that, Mark. You're welcome, BM Pro. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night, Dubois. All right. All right, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. Have a great night and take care. See you all soon.